And I think we may be live, Grace. This is Michael here at California Travel Videos. And Grace, are you out there somewhere?
I'm here, but I still don't think we go live until 2.
Well, we'll see if anybody picks up on us. I think we might be live, but
Ah,
some of us are more alive than others. Grace thinks we're not alive.
I
What do you
see
think?
us.
Okay, so we are live and we'll be starting up in about 2 minutes. And we are going to be talking about 2021 predictions in travel and a lot of it for the recreational vehicle industry, or not.
Right, is RV life right for you in 2021 and thereafter?
Hmm. Inquiring minds must know. Mm. And then there is, oh, that's for Bridge Hand, so I don't want to have that one up then. But it had nice music.
Which one?
Firefall, I guess it's called, our song.
We just get a copyright strike.
Well, we can just whack it right back, can't we? We
Exactly.
don't let that slow us down.
So I'm looking forward to the topic. Hi, Stacy. Good to see you.
Stacy,
Gina,
welcome. And
thank you
Gina's here
for
too.
thank you for
Awesome.
sending Stacy to us.
I think I should go in a big screen here for a moment.
Yeah, pop
And
that head and make it bigger so I don't look like I have such a big head.
okay.
There we
Hey,
go.
there he is.
And there he is.
And there I am over there too. That's right. That's right. Now remember for my side pro, hold the stomach in, Michael.
Alrighty, so it looks like it's time, honey.
It is seconds away, or no, it is time. Yes,
Okay.
we have just stuck the magic hour. So thank you for being here, and I hope you're going to have a lot of chance to give some input along with us. After all, this is we share and we care. So we're going to be talking about 2021. Who would have guessed what happened in the year 2020? But it's come and it's almost gone.
And our
Whew, I think
start.
we're going to make it.
Hi.
Sorry, Grace, you were saying something while I was talking?
And our start, Michael.
Oh, our start. Oh, our start. Yes. Hi, I'm Michael,
And I'm
and
Grace.
we're California
California Travel
Travel Videos.
Video.
Oh, thank you for
Now
keeping me
that we've
honest on that.
officially introduced ourselves, hello, Nana Grace. Nice name. And hi, Van Life with Gina. Good to see you guys here.
And Stacy. So we are off to a good start, and we were just kind of getting warmed up there, saying that we're going to talk about next year. Our plans, our forecasts, our predictions. Well, we're going to take a look at the top 24 predictions according to Mike Wendelin, Mike and Jen. You've probably been watching some of their videos, and they've been podcasting for a long time, and their website. And so they assembled 24, 23, themselves being the 24th, um, different people in the industry, and I think I have a picture of them right about here. So let me get that screen up. Do, 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 do,
And I
do,
want to go
do.
ahead while you're pulling that up and say, Glorious Life on Wheels, welcome. And thank you for coming over after Gina. Much
Mm-hmm.
appreciated.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Thank you for being here. So yeah, there you go. So I'm thinking you'll probably recognize some of these folks, maybe more so than us. So I'm going to circle them here, and there's Chris and Sherry, Technomadia. They certainly put a lot of good stuff out there, and a lot of it is in wireless. We'll talk some about that. Second row, I'm familiar with him just vaguely. Hate, and so I will get to that a little bit. He's an entrepreneur in the RV industry. Third row, there's Mike and Gwen, the ones who are Glenn. They're the ones who came up with this format and have the predictions, and theirs is in the 24th position. So you'll look at theirs last after they've seen what everybody else has to say. That's always good to be last when you do a forecast, isn't it, Grace?
Definitely. And oh, you know what? Hang on here. Let me fix my mic. Got a little bit of a feedback
Okay.
in my ear.
RV Love there, and then we've got the RV Geeks,
They're always
Peter
fun.
and John. So those are some of the names you'll probably. So we'll focus on those as well as some of the others who are also industry leaders.
All
So
righty.
let's see. We got some others here too. Who else is with us here today?
We have retirement travelers. That's what
Oh, awesome.
retiring and traveling is
Good
like
afternoon to you too.
the
I
best
like that
world
idea. Isn't that us? Nailed it, right?
most of the time.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
Nailed it.
Nailed it!
Yes, that's right. So, and I think I see some others there also.
Justin and
So,
Christina with Van Life.
yeah, good to have you back. And Glorious Life on Wheels. Hey, thank you for being here. So nice to have you. And anybody else? I think Van Life with Gina. Yes, we got that. And Norma Grace. Yes, and we got a Grace right here
I think
also.
it's Nana
Oh,
Grace.
is it Nana?
Yeah.
I thought she was yeah. Nona.
Nona.
Nona Grace. Good to have you with us. So, okay, so here's the people that were in Mike and Gwen's review. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these reviews here, shall we?
Definitely. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Okay, so for 2021 camping season predictions from the top 24 RV experts. Just ask them. Okay, so the first is going to be Mark and Trisha Leach. And you may know them from Keep Your Daydreaming as well as E3 Camping Association. Wow, has 350,000 subscribers? Not bad. Okay, so let's take a look at their predictions. It says that from Arizona to Nova Scotia. Well, I was just seeing somebody else, RV Love, and they were talking about how can't get across the Canada border, getting ready to hunker down for the winter. And they go about 12 to 15,000 miles a year. And I bet you they're going to be heading for quartzsite pretty soon. So their prediction, let's take a look at them. Here we go. The first one is they're saying lots of used RVs in 2021. What does that mean? More RVs are being sold by private parties over the next few years. Okay, so I think what they're predicting is that some people will be either upgrading and others might be saying, not so much for me. I bought one last year and it's hard to find a spot to stay. And so, with all the new RVs being produced, I think production's up, what, 50% over a previous year?
Right, but so is the demand, as we learned last week.
And there is the demand. So, some of them are hard to find. So, the question is, will people be going back to work or maybe people will be saying, this is for me?
Well, and I think there's going to be the ones who have let it sit in their driveway for a while and never really used it and realize that it is a seller's market right now.
Right. So it says, assuming that overseas travel is still shut down next year, people who had an RV on the side of their house for the last 30 years will likely be using again in campgrounds. Fact is that they're busy every year. You can't make reservations 6 months in advance, try let alone with 6 hours notice. We often get into places with high demand on the same day due to cancellations, which we've done that before, haven't we, Grace?
We have, but it's definitely a little bit different when you have multiple choices. Now to make a trip and not necessarily have somewhere to go, it's a little bit more nerve-wracking.
But if you have a backup plan, you say, well, we can always go into, let's say Harvest Host, or as they suggest here, going into dry camping. And some of you, that would be your preference in the first place, dispersed camping, dry camping, BLM land, if you know where they're at and can always go there as a fallback plan. But if you get to one of these state or federal, you can go by it, I think, about 1 o'clock and see if they've got something. But I wouldn't wait till 2 or whenever the time is when they start to have the pickups.
Nona Grace adds that she took a stay vacation in my camper in the yard, which is always an option.
It sure is.
I've done that a couple times.
Yeah, it's good sometimes just to get to better know your RV and try some different things. We have sometimes where do we want to pull out the slider? If you're going to be kind of stealthing it, then we don't want to pull that slider out. And so our fold-out bed, our couch folds out to a bed, then what's our plan B? So you can try some of these things right when you're at home. Or fiddle with your electronics and cellulars and whatever one does. Okay, next up is Peter Knife and John Sullivan, the RV geeks and the RVers. Now, I don't know. We haven't really watched their TV channel. They're on Discovery and a couple others. And
We've got the DVD we've watched.
I don't. Did we buy their DVD?
Yeah, we got it down at the courtside last.
Oh,
Or,
the
Lake
initial one.
Havasu.
Yes, we did. The original one. That's right. We did buy it down there. I don't think we've even seen it yet.
We did.
have
We watched a few
A
episodes.
couple, yeah, but we haven't watched the whole thing. But you can buy it for I think $15 for the complete season one. Otherwise, I think to buy a show, it's around $3. Seems a little pricey, but hey, if there's a certain show you want to watch, that would be well worth it. So, okay, so let's take a look and see what they have to say. I'm kind of curious. RV travel is now on the map.
I hate when that happens.
Huh. Yeah, we like to be under the radar screen.
Right?
In fact, there was just one the other day I was looking at where people are like, we've got our secret places and shh, shh, it's going to stay that way.
Right. Yeah, we might not be so forthcoming in the future.
Oh, share the good love. So what I'm seeing there, Nona Gray says, I actually pulled the slider out at the grandkids and thought it was cool.
Oh yeah.
To be in there. Yeah, we've pulled ours out. The only thing is when I have it pulled out, we have it in the right side of the driveway, and I have to be sure when I'm backing out with my Lexus that I don't crunch into that slider. So far, so good. But anyway, so RV geeks, Peter and John are saying, while we expect that air, cruise, and hotel travel will gradually work their way back towards normal, they can't imagine a time when those who have tried RVing for the first time haven't fallen in love with it. Now that they've had a taste of it, they're expecting that there will be more demand. So, okay, so they're up. And so they said they've seen the negative side of the pandemic and so on and so forth, but they don't expect to increase interest of the RVing to go away. And the moment that the vaccine becomes widely available, yeah, there's going to be even more demand and
Well,
things outside.
I kind of tend to disagree with them because when the vaccine becomes available, I think people are going to be returning back to their normal way of life, and kids will be back out playing soccer and little leagues, and parents will be shuffling them back and forth and going back to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a feeling that once this pandemic's over, we, the RV life people, will be able to return to some normalcy again.
You haven't heard the latest in the last week or so. They're saying that some of the people that had the immune system for having COVID-19, that their antibodies have gone away.
Yeah, I have heard that actually.
And so also when you take your vaccine, remember the vaccine is considered effective if it works for 51% of the people. Not 90, not 80, but 51%. Because, once you get to where 70 or 80% of the people have an immunity, it tends to go away until somebody else brings it in. But that's another story. So all I'm saying is that if you like, what's afraid of silver? I guess vampires, right? And werewolves and things.
Yeah, I think one of them.
Yeah. So anyway,
Garlic?
yeah, if you've got those, then if you think it's your vaccine's going to make you good for in perpetuity, well, good luck with that. So at any rate, I think some people will still be just a little bit precautious. So okay,
Garlic
next.
necklaces.
Yes,
Garlic
necklaces, right? The garlic, that's right. Chris and Cherie with Technomadia and also Mobile Internet Info. We subscribe to their service for latest on what's going on with cell plans and the latest in satellites with Elon Musk and the companies. And they're saying RVs are still going to be in short supply in 2021. And that just doesn't mean new ones. The service centers booked, delays tracking down repair parts. Yeah, the supply chain is, it's hard to get parts for a lot of people for the things that you may have broken, what everybody else does too, or add-ons that you want. So, and they're saying some will abandon the RV life. They're a little bit more pessimistic here and saying, we're not so sure about this. We think some people are going to go back to their day jobs. And so they're not so positive.
A couple of
as some.
comments here.
Yeah.
Gloria's Life on Wheels says, there have been so many shows on TV about RVing, and I think even as other travelers increase, there will still be more RVers than in the past.
Uh, there is no doubt about that. And I think you, once again,
Dude.
oh,
Oh, nailed it.
wow, that was a long one. Yeah, I think you really did nail it there. Is that there's no doubt there's more RVs. Even if they have to sell them at a cheaper price, there'll be other people buying them. They're not just going to be sitting there gathering dust.
Well,
Well,
that's
some
okay.
will.
We just got money in the bank then.
MOTB,
Maybe
money in
maybe
the
we'll sell
bank.
ours and get a boat.
Not us. No, I don't see me being in a
No,
boat.
I get seasick.
Unless it's just parked kind of like some of the people are saying here is just park in the driveway. So on the mobile internet front, they're saying continue to see cellular carriers making it harder to obtain suitable data plans for high bandwidth needs. So yeah, if you say, well, I'm a YouTuber and I need to upload at least 5 megabits per second, I really want to watch a lot of Netflix and I like to watch it in 4K. I like to have 15 megabits or whatever down. Yeah, it's going to be contention, and 5G is not going to provide all the answers. Having worked for the telephone industry myself for 27 years, I can say is that, the cost of capital, what is the discounted payback period for when you get a return on your money, the return on investment, and so on, is like this stuff costs money. So unless they're going to get more moolah from you and me, it's no manna from heaven, I'm sorry to say. So they're saying that, yeah, the Wi-Fi's will continue to be saturated and there will still be a shortage of popular hardware. That's certainly been true for the live streamers. If you think you're going to get a Logitech camera or, like a USB that you can stream from, those things they're hard to find unless you want to pay double or triple the prices. So I guess that there will still be some of that going on next year, they are saying. And 5G is well and good, but it's not going to be out there in the sticks. It's only going to be, especially the higher frequencies where it only goes a couple miles with the signal. It's not going to be out there at the even the national parks, I don't think. We'll see. Anyway, that's their thought. So next up, Mark and Julie Bennett with RV Love. So they're saying the camping season in 2021 is going to be huge, starting right there from the RV shows at Quartzsite. Hey, Grace, tell us about Quartzsite.
Well, we're looking to go down there on January time period and see how that works out.
I think it's third to the fourth week of January. We may even hang out there and go down to San Diego, some other fun places. Some of you go to Yuma and then sneak across the border, get your discounted prescription drugs. Notice I didn't just say drugs, prescription drugs and dental work and the like. But yeah, it's a fun place this time of year when you want to thaw out, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And that's one of those places, when you're on that open BLM land that goes for miles and miles, if they have 10,000 or 100,000 people, not a problem. There is plenty for everybody. But good luck with your cell phone service unless you're going to try getting onto your data like 2, 3 in the morning or something. You may find that there's way too many people for those cell towers. But, if you have AT&T and Verizon, and they normally work well, but now, hey, maybe you can get your T-Mobile to work, or don't tell anybody else. This is just for us. Shh. You can always go ways, maybe to Blythe or part way or to another city where there's another cell tower and do much better if you really have needs to make a connection.
Well, for us, we can just take our rad bikes down and ride somewhere.
Yeah, I guess we can go about 50 miles or so. I think we normally don't go more than about 30 or 40, though, do we?
35 was our longest trip, but we still had a little bit of battery left, so
True.
we could do
True,
like
true.
40.
So anyway, they're saying they expect a big season. They're saying campgrounds have been overcrowded in March. Yes, we have seen that. We're going out, by the way, Sunday through Wednesday, right?
We are.
And are we going to a national, a state, an independent? Where are we going, darling?
We are going to a state park.
A state
local
park.
State park.
A
We're
local
gonna go
state
camp
park.
in the Redwoods.
Yes, we are. It's about 2 hours away up north of us in the woods, and we're going to take our bikes on that one. So, okay, let's take a look at what else they have to say. RV sales will continue to be steadily in 2021. It's softened compared to, 2020 has certainly been the big year. So they're saying don't expect quite as strong. So if you've been waiting to get one, I suppose that it's easier to find one next year. RV rentals demand will be very strong for the foreseeable future for rentals, they're saying. Okay, so if you want to rent yours, if you're Feel lucky? Good for you. Fine. RV parts, supply chain, shortages, issues across the board, and still be some of that going on next year, as well as
So,
RV repairs. Isn't that something? That's what we should all do is become RV repair people.
well, and those would be things to consider is if you're not a full timer, if you're a part timer like us, and if there's a part that you need or one that you suspect you might need soon, it would probably be better to order it sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And remote workers. Hey, Arvin, you doing remote work out there? Why don't you let us know? I'm kind of curious on that. I remember in the last 5 or 10 years of my career, I did virtual office. Sounds better than telecommute. But nowadays with Zoom and everything, a lot of people are finally getting into that. So, yeah, I think there are some of the people that we see on the YouTubers that are doing remote work. And I wonder if any of you were part time or hoping to get into it. We were just watching somebody yesterday about work camping, right? Where you're a gate guard or things like that. So Mike Turtle is certainly a good old guy and talks about that. Down there in the South, he goes down to Texas and gets a couple months at a time, makes $150 a day, has a couple month contract, and he and his wife, they're gate guards.
Hello, Lucky Dog. We were
Lucky
just
dog,
watching
yeah.
your 40 question video this morning. Good
Yeah,
job.
yeah, nice job. How long was his? I haven't seen it yet,
About
Grace.
15 minutes.
15 minutes, that's good. We, what, over 20 or what? How long is ours?
No, I think ours is
17 maybe?
no, it's just about 15.
Okay.
Something like that.
Anyway, it's really fun. So if you get a chance, go over to Lucky Dog's website, his YouTube, I should say, and great guy, him and his lovely bride, and see what they say about their answers to their 40 question challenge.
Oh, and by the way, I learned something new. They actually did have 40 questions, so I don't know if one
Huh.
got lost before it got to us.
What was the 40th? I
That
wonder.
40th question was, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? Can you believe that?
Do you think somebody snuck that in? I think that's that's a slow pitch.
I would have liked that.
Knock that one
much.
out, Grace. What would you have
But
said?
then it would have been like a 20-minute long video.
That's true too. Yes. And I can't remember somebody yesterday. I saw hers, subscribed to her. She did it in 2 minutes and I don't know, 10 seconds or something like that. So there you go. Okay, next up is Yen Young.
Jen Young.
Jen Young.
Jen.
Outdoorsy. Jen is a co-founder and chief marketing officer of Outdoorsy, the largest community-driven RV marketplace for rentals directly from RV owner. Oh, save the middleman. Interesting. I don't think I've seen her site yet. So let's see what she says. Oh my gosh. She's got 6 predictions. Well, I'll go through these. More work from the road, RV use. I think she's right about that. Once people got into the Zoom kind of stuff and online presences, it can only go up. Number 2, campgrounds will be booked out by 21 in February. Uh-oh. Well, we know some of them are definitely booked out more than that. So book now. Yep, book early and often, I guess, is the answer. More families will take to private lands, boondocking, and dry camp. Is that us, Grace?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're getting into that more and more and finding that we really do enjoy it.
I'm going to get my paper, in fact, now that you mention it. And
BLM land?
yeah, where are the BLM? You can see that there's different
Oh.
sectors, there are different zones there that you can go to, and then within those, you can find. It's always good to call ahead. I'm going to give it to Grace.
Thank you. And I'm thinking because I have a printer that can print a much bigger size, and I might just do that.
Oh yeah, that's a nice thought.
Yeah.
So at any rate, yeah, I guess that there's one up by Clear Lake that I was kind of looking at, but good to know where they're at. And as we go out on the road again, I hope we can do more of that. So yes, we agree with them. They're number 4. Visitors to our state and national parks will skyrocket. Yeah, I think it's already skyrocketed, but yeah, more of the same, for better or worse. And did you know in California, our state, is that they haven't added a campsite in like, I don't know, it's been like 10 years. I didn't say campground. I mean a campsite even in a campground. That's, gosh, we got to talk to our state officials about that, Grace.
Well, I mean, we could always like rent out our RV because it would be high demand too. So we might make some money on it.
Yeah, if it's somebody you know, I think that would
Right.
be the best thing. If it's somebody you don't know, you better have some good down payments and
Right.
some, show me some collateral. Give me your firstborn or your diamond ring, right?
We could always just buy one for rental.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, our Thrasher type, right?
So Lucky Dog says that we like camping at state parks here in Florida, but very difficult to get into them, especially in the winter due to the snowbirds. Less snowbirds this year, but more families in the new RVs. Yeah, I can imagine that would be a pretty
Wow.
high
Oh
demand.
gosh, yeah, that's right. Because yeah, they certainly have a lot of like kind of like when we were in New York, all those wonderful campgrounds. But yeah, they're wonderful demand for them also.
I think,
So,
yeah, they weren't too bad. We always got a spot.
and
New
I
York has great state parks.
give us a little more. I think that what I understand is that this rates in Florida for the state campgrounds are very reasonable. I don't know if you just call them subsidized, but ours are more like 40 to 40 plus, and then when you go through Reserve California to get a reservation from the states, there's another $6, $7. So yeah, we figure about $40 a night. And I think in Florida they get better rates than that.
Yeah, here in New York it's great because it's only like 20 a night.
Yeah,
So
especially if you say, I'm just kind of an old guy. Can you give me a discount there,
yeah, they have a lot. We
Sonny?
need more.
So they give us a discount that we appreciate. Now, what am I hearing about? Bob was rushing me through my responses. He was afraid his SD card was going to run out of space. Ha ha.
That was going back to the 40 questions.
Yeah, that was a funny one. That's right. Sometimes it's like, cut it short. Okay, so going back to our questions, let's see what else they gave for their predictions. RV and camper van rentals are becoming America's new American side hustle. I like that. That's a good way to say it. Yeah. How to hustle for some extra bucks. Number 6, baby boomers will spend more of their travel wallet on Class B and camper van trips over, in other words, instead of international hotel travel. So if they can find a spot, yes, I suppose that is going to be, they'll be looking for some of these, especially during the summertime. Now, Grace and I, what we like to do is we say, we're okay going out on a Sunday and coming back on a Tuesday or Wednesday. And we don't have to stay always in the same place every day. If we're going across the states, every night it's hard to hit a moving target, right? We keep on the move mostly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a consideration.
Well, we have in the past. I think we're going to slow down the next time we go out for
True.
longer amount.
We'd like to spend a couple days at each place.
Yeah. Or 3,
So
maybe
next
4.
is Joel Holland. Did you know he was the CEO of Harvest Host? Look at him. Doesn't he look like a nice young guy here?
I know, right?
His shirt looks like it ought to be a tablecloth at a Italian restaurant or napkins or something.
It looks like my outfit when I worked at the Red Barn.
1,700 wineries, farms, breweries, museums, and other unique attractions for self-contained RVers to stay overnight. One night. Sometimes they'll say, okay, we'll let you stay an extra. Obviously, you would like to buy something from their properties, wine, have some beers, maybe a mug, maybe hit a bucket of balls if play a game of golf or whatever. So, and it says they got in the business 6 years ago. All right. And they say expect more growth in 2021 camping season. I tell you, and they each week or a month, they're adding hundreds of new people in their organization. So they're getting a lot of new places for those who want to make use of that.
Hey,
So-
maybe that's where I'll be applying. Do they let me work from home? Home on wheels as long as I've got internet?
There you go. We have lots of internet. So expect more growth in 2021. Okay. And what else do they have to say? Unfortunately, we expect the coming months to be difficult for a lot of small businesses that can make living from traditional travelers. Because of this, we are doubling down on our efforts to recruit more small businesses hosts into our network of 1,700 locations. We have doubled our host recruiting team in the past 2 months. Yeah, maybe you could work for them, Grace, and kind of
Yeah, I'm good at convincing
do
people
research.
to do things they don't want to do.
That's right.
See my pretty ring?
Now you,
What's wrong hand?
now you know why I married her. That's right. Just give her another chunk of ice. Okay, so we'll go back to the next one. Bob Zagami, New England RV Traveler Dealers Association. Now we're taking a look from the dealer's perspective. And what is Lucky Dog is saying? Yes, they are reasonable. Average is $24 to $30. Okay,
That's in
good.
Florida.
And seniors get a 50%
Yeah, we did.
discount.
Oh, for
That's
does that
nice.
senior discount only apply to residents of Florida for the state park?
Well, isn't that a good question? I think when we were in New York, it was for us.
No, we didn't get the senior discount in New York. We did it any of the national parks or any of the national forest.
I guess I remember wrong then.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, good question. And thank you for that. So, what does Bob Zagami have to say on behalf of the dealers? More RV shows will be in person in 2021. Yeah, that's been a problem this year. So they say they're going to be coming back so we can get in. So the dealers and the manufacturers reps are there, and might be a little bit of a biased view since he has that, but I'm sure that they know what kind of demand they have. So that's what they're expecting. Means less trade-ins and depleted inventories because OEMs, original equipment manufacturers, cannot keep up with the demand because the suppliers can't keep up with the demand. Oh boy. For every challenge, there's an opportunity to buy new. Well, obviously that's their slant anyway, but okay. So the challenge is to keep the new buyers. That's what he's saying is going to be one of their problems is that what are they going to do to help that demand? So it's obviously a supply and demand, and that was what I did in part of my corporate career was a sales planner and forecasting. How much money are you going to make? What are the number of widgets that you're going to be able to sell? RV sales will lighten up a bit, yes, over this year, but still be strong. Okay, so it'll still be better than average years. And okay, so next up is Mark Coop, campgroundviews.com. I don't think I've ever been to campgroundviews.com. At
Oh,
least,
we'll have to check that out.
yeah, huh? And outdoorbusinesspros.com. Okay, now this is I had to do the math with me on this one. He says that over the last 11 years, he has visited 5,000 campgrounds. 5,000 campgrounds. Think about that, or campgrounds and parks
In how many years?
in 11 years.
Okay.
So let's say it's 10 years to round off. That's 500 a year, right? Better part of 500 a year. Isn't that like more than one a
Wait.
day?
Yeah, exactly.
That's like, well, did you like just drive by it or did you go in and spend it? I can't imagine you could do that many in 11
That's a
years.
good. Well, okay.
Maybe I don't, my math isn't as good as his, but I don't think he stayed overnight at each one of those places that he visited.
So let's see. Where's the math there? 11 years.
11 years, you can take 11 into 5,000.
5,000. Okay,
Yeah.
so this
That's
is
a big
how
number.
we resolve it. Alexa, what is how many? 5,000? Yeah.
Now you see what I go through every day, ladies and gentlemen.
Alexa, what is 5,000 divided by 11,000? Is that right?
Now, what is 11 into 5,000?
Okay. Stop.
Welcome to my world. Anyway, so it's a big
So
number.
roots.
So what is he saying anyway? New campers, damaged public lands in 2020 must do
Yeah.
better. Oh, that gets some wind out of our sail when you hear that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
that's
bad
hard.
reputation.
Yeah, when people don't know etiquette, you certainly hear about this in, well, certainly Walmart, the people that abusing the property when they go on it for free. So, yeah, that's a sad state of affairs, but hopefully we can do what we can in a nice way, not to be judgmental, but to be a good example. And if we can help people, if they have problems with knowing how to take care of our wonderful resources. Canadian RVers are not coming back till late 2021. Well, I think if they open it up in spring, I think a lot of people are going to want to get out and come back to see the United States or maybe go to Mexico. So, but what he's saying is that it won't be to the same level it normally had been. So interesting. The snowbird traffic is dropping down. Interesting. Next up, Heath Paget, RV entrepreneurs podcast.
Just want to take a minute to say hello to Bob's Adventure.
Hey, Bob's Adventure. Good to have you here. Now, I know he's looking to get his van pretty soon there. Bob, if you got anything to share with us in terms of what your latest update is for making your purchase, or not even sure if you're going to do a van conversion or what you were going to do. But Rhoda, I know she's getting ready to do that herself. How does one predict 2021 camping season after the year we've had? Now, isn't that a great question?
That is definitely
That is, how can you have any idea? He's saying, though, that campgrounds are continuing to be overcrowded. And he said campgrounds were up 137% from last year in total revenue and bookings.
Now, mind you, he's just saying campground, so I think he's referring like to private. But then you've got your state and your national and your BLM land, and I think it's up something like 600%.
I'm sorry. He says 100 parks and campgrounds is the ones that he did based upon looking at campground booking database. So I guess that was just one data source that he used as a surrogate, as us forecasters do.
So Bob's got his money in the account. That's as far as he's gotten. But you know what? That's a good starting point.
Money in the bank. We always love to have that for a start. Then you can choose wisely. It's always good to have that leverage of cash flow, isn't it, Grace?
Yes.
So what else besides overcrowding the RV industry as a whole? What does that mean? That isn't a... Let's see what it means. Wow, the world is falling apart. Wow, things are getting better than ever. In the past few months, I've seen social media mainstreams how the industry is better than it's ever been. The truth is, I've also seen several conversations with leaders of major companies in the RV space that underneath the glittery headlines, I believe there is nervousness of what is to come next year. Well, now, that's maybe not happy, but maybe worth kind of thinking about. So I guess what he's saying is a lot of people are trying to capitalize on the current situation. And having been in a sales team, as I say, once you've got the products on the shelf, man, you want that stuff to move. You don't want that, as they say, the cows eating the hay in the shed. You want to get that stuff moving while you can. So yeah, there will be an emphasis to not have the inventories stay full if they are. Okay, next up, Ray and Jason Miller.
The Getaway Couple.
The Getaway Couple. That's a nice name, isn't it? Getaway. Okay.
I thought of a new name for Michael and myself and our dog Kaliki, but Michael didn't like it. I wanted to be three peas in a pod.
3 peas in a
I
pod.
think 3 peas in a pod is a
well, with
cute
our
name.
dog tagging all the time, it's
Right?
like no. That's
That's
not
why they
gonna-
call him Kaliki, because he leaks a lot.
Thank you for sharing that, Grace. Thank you. Moving right along. So the RV industry will still struggle to keep up in 2020. So they're saying there's going to be a lot of demand, not enough supply. They said they visited the capital of the world for RVs, Elkhart, Indiana. Did you know that, Grace?
Yes.
Yeah. We haven't gone there. They have a great museum there, by the way. We have to see that museum one of these
Next
days.
time we go through, there's a town, I don't remember the name of it, in Indiana that I saw that was just so beautiful. I definitely want to check it out. It was one of those small towns that they say is the unknown spoil.
Okay. Yeah, one of those pearl secrets, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so secret I forgot what it was, but I'll find it again.
So making last-minute reservations is difficult. The big question, will it be in 21? They're saying yes and no. On one hand, we believe the RV shows scheduled in 21 will occur. However, we predict that the shows for mid and late 2021 will be canceled. I don't know why they feel that. Expect a glut in almost new RVers in 2021. Almost new. Did you catch that, Grace?
No, I'm not quite sure. What is a glut?
Almost
or a
new
glut?
is saying that people are selling them after 1 year, and there's going to be a lot of people getting rid of them after the first year of ownership, which is a great time to buy with depreciation.
Right.
So
I think that is true because, again, I still think that a lot of these people who have bought them now, when everything goes back to normal, they're going to be like, yeah, we're not using these. Let's get rid of them. So I think there will be a huge market for. Right now, it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. It'll be a buyer's market.
should we be buying a new one next year?
No.
No, or almost new? No, I don't think so. We love ours.
Mm-hmm.
It's been hanging in there. It's the first one we've bought. So many people after a year or two want to flip it to something else, but so
been
far
lucky.
we've chose wisely.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff and Deb. I concatenated those names wrongly. Jeff and Deb Spencer, rolling Recess.com. What a
I
cute
like it.
name. They're full-time RVers and consultants to the industry. Okay. They like the Grand Canyons and Utah trail runs or eating cookies by the campfire with their dog Sam. And look at their picture. They look pretty slender to me. I don't think they eat enough cookies. Oh, s'mores they talk about also. So they are saying that remote workers will embrace the 2021 camping season. So yeah, I think that is true. We've seen it this year, and there'll be a lot more people that are doing remote workers. Our neighbors, in fact, they both do remote virtual office themselves.
Yeah, and even they were talking about getting an RV for that very
Hmm.
purpose.
Yeah, great getaway.
Hmm.
Okay, the sudden influx of COVID campers, the demand for RVers has skyrocketed. However, due to C-19, manufacturers and RV components shut down non-essential factories, creating a supplier lag in eventual hyperbolic production demand. What do you think
Ooh,
about the hyperbolic production demand?
hyperbolic. Okay.
Hyperbolic. There's a parabolic, then there's a hyperbolic, the opposite of a parabola. So I guess that rather than going one way, going one way, it's going the other way. So it's as there's a crest and then it's going to be going back down. So it's a surge that eventually collapses. A boom and bust cycle is what they're saying, I think. The Great Outdoors Act will benefit. Oh man, hits my nerve. What do you know about the Great Outdoors Act, honey?
That's a new one for me.
Yeah, it's happened this year. I guess it was actually initiated by Congress and not the president, but you kind of wonder around election time when this stuff comes into place. But nonetheless, is that they're saying this $15 billion that is underfunded for getting the national campgrounds repaired. They're going to have some money in it, but here's the bad news. They're going to reimagine and they're going to privatize. Do those words sound like what Ansel Adams would have wanted to
Mm,
see?
no, I haven't heard of this. Is this state?
Yeah, this is federal, honey. It is coming
What?
down. Yeah, it is. The stuff is coming downhill.
And this is Congress. I'm
And this is
surprised.
Congress. Yeah, there's like a, I don't know, several hundred page document.
We'll have to look
And
at that more.
so I think so. But the Great Outdoors Act, and they're saying, oh, it'll benefit us, don't you know? Some way. But a lot of people think, do we want everybody to have 40 plus foot Class A's or 40 some foot fifth wheels with their generators running and everything. So it's gotten quite a controversy on, how much should be done to modernize.
Maybe we'll talk about that on our next show a little
That,
bit
that would
more
be a
in
good one,
depth.
but man, that would be, I think we'll get the ashes flying on that one and the smoke will start fires.
So
So
what number are we on? How many people were there? We've got about 2/3 of the show. So are we rolling pretty well with this?
I think so. Yeah, we've got 40 minutes into it, so we're doing pretty well. If you got any comments on any of these things, we'd love to hear your thoughts. But I'm just kind of curious if you're familiar with the Great Outdoors Act and whether it truly will benefit us in the coming year.
I'm
So
the AKA timekeeper here.
thank you. Okay, Matt Foxcroft with Matt's RV Reviews. Matt's goal is to review every RV sold in North America.
What?
Not every
Like
RV.
literally or
I
every
guess
type?
company maybe. Yeah, I think type. Yeah. Sorry, you want to sell yours? You can't sell it now. He's got to come by and visit
Right.
us. It'll be like mid-June. Anyway, he is saying he just got back from the Tampa show and he's in RV shows. RV shows isn't a great place for your prices. You can get a good deal any day of the week. Well, sometimes they have loss leaders that you can get a good price, but he's just saying a lot of people will go to the RV shows, but you can look elsewhere. And I think a lot of us go to RV Trader to at least get a good idea on what the prices should be for RV. Next up, overnight RV parking. We the first year bought that, and we didn't really use that. So I don't know if you've been doing that, but it's a subscription site you go to, and then you can find places where you can stealth camp or other things and do it without having to be in violation of the law. So, okay.
And that's
So,
probably always changing too with new city ordinances and things like that, especially like here where we are, we've had the fires that's displaced so many people. So we did have some of those little stealth overnights, and I think they're doing away with those.
says, until we all understand that parking overnight in commercial parking lots is a privilege and not a right, we should treat the property as we would want a guest in our homes to treat our property. Oh, the old golden rule.
Right.
More and more, these retail restaurants, not Cabela's, truck stop, and other locations will be banning overnight RV parking. So, always get permission where you're going to stay. No acceptance. Speak to the customer service department and we do this, don't we?
Yes.
When we go to Walmart or whatever, buy some things in there and make sure that it's going to be okay. Park only where they tell you to park. Park without obstructing the traffic lanes. Yeah, that should be obvious. Stay one night only unless you have permission from the business to stay longer. Arriving late and leaving early is best. Do not set up any camping items outside your RV, including no lawn chairs, no barbecue grills, no awning extensions. And a lot of people just aren't aware that you don't want it to make it look like it's an RV park.
Right. And don't bring out your slider unless you absolutely
Next
have
one,
to.
don't bring it out unless you really have to for a moment. Or, wait till after midnight. Get it in by 6. If you must use leveling jacks, be sure you don't damage their pavement underneath it. Never leave any trash or garbage behind. Never in any circumstances empty a gray or black water tank in the parking lot. Storm drains. No exceptions. Wow, really? Okay, next up is Jamie Larunis. UpgradedPoints.com. Never heard of that one. Industry analyst, Upgraded Points, leaders of the travel industry focusing on insights, trends, data, reviews, yada, yada, yada. Okay, and what do you have to say? I don't see where he says anything that's highlighted, I'll just go quickly. RV shows will resume, but only in the latter half of next year. Campground overcrowding. Still, major national parks kind of sounds like we've got some recurring things there. So, okay, RV rentals will increase, he is saying. Yes. And Paul Bender, American Adventure Insurance. Oh, from the insurance. What do you think's going on with insurance, Grace?
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Expect a continuation of trends, more younger RVers during the 2021 camping season. That's the obvious. Adults in their 20s and 30s are more likely to go camping than any time in the last decade. Millennials and Gen Zs love those cheap to visit exotic destinations. Even my 20-something daughter planned a world tour after getting her graduate degree. Okay. That's nice. Let's see if we have anything else. I think we're kind of getting there, Grace.
All right, Lindsay Maxwell.
Lindsay,
Where You Make It.
Right. Okay. Whereyoumakeit.com. She's the co-founder. And because of COVID-19, so more people are going RVing, not flying, and that is an absolute. Parks will become more available in 2021. Parts. I say parks? Yeah. Parts, yes. Yeah, it's been, the supply chain has been really bad this year for a lot of people. Fortunately, we haven't had to get anything except, good old Amazon helped us on the stuff we've needed.
So far it sounds like people are the theme seems to be about the same from people.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's not like all good news for those of us that have been doing it on a regular basis, but it is good to at least have a realistic viewpoint of what might be happening.
Next up, Tyler Beck. Guzzle H2O. Is that like in water? I think so. So, air travel will not improve
Wait,
much.
Go up a minute.
Sure.
It says drinking water systems to people. Oh, okay. I was hoping he didn't say anything negative about the water.
No, don't drink the water. No, he's just saying that more popularity over 2020. 2021 camping season will again be crowded. Yes. Next up, Tom Barthel, stresslesscamping.com.
I like that.
Yeah, he's hugging his RV. What a guy. RV sales may be strong, but watch out for the rest of the economy, Grace. So I guess he's saying is that, with his $3 trillion that went into the economy because of all the loss of jobs, is that somebody's got to pay the fiddler. The other side of the shoe dropping will be the economy, and it will mean a few things. Some folks are going to simply dislike RVing and want to sell their rigs. Others will have to sell them just because of the economic realities. Oh, we don't talk about that, do we? So if there's once again a loss of jobs, the stimulus money runs out and money is tight, and we go into the hopefully small recession, is that yeah, people are going to have to sell. And let's hope the gas prices don't go up.
Yeah.
Shh, don't want to go there. So he's a little less sanguine about the whole thing. Used RVs will be for sale everywhere in 20. Oh, he's saying it's going to be a sell-off, honey.
About mid-year.
Mm-hmm.
So for Bob's adventure, maybe you might want to wait until about 6 months.
Well, it's interesting how some are saying, oh, there's going to be a big demand next year, and others going to be a big sell-off. So if the two of them get together, they create a market, don't they? They can't
True.
both be right. Okay, Ravi.
Hey, I have an idea. You say one thing, I'll say the opposite. And
Yeah.
no matter what, we'll still be right.
We'll say one of us has no. She was right. You should have listened to her. Ravi Parikh, RV Rover Campground Management Software. Boy, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Okay, so he does software for those in the camping industry. And he's saying we could have some overcrowding and put a slowdown on booking, so campers may need to book further in advance. Yes. Outdoor SoCal, not social, SoCal.com.
Okay.
And sure enough, they're from Southern California. I like their little youngster there with the little shade over their hat.
Wait, go up a minute. He says what?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me get it back up
I've
there.
been keeping an eye on campground reservations in the San Diego, Los Angeles area, both for my readership and personal outage, and I can tell you that RV campsites are booking up remarkably fast. So I was just thinking we need to start, if we're going to go to San Diego, making plans on what dates we'd be there.
Right
and
after
where.
this, maybe it's a good time, darling.
I might just run into the other room.
Gosh, we
See you
actually have
later,
to
I'll be
make
back.
plans. Okay, it's been fun. Bye. No. Okay, so yeah, Southern California, a lot of demand. Travelers,
Autobahn.
Auto Barn, not Autobahn. Auto Barn is camper van rental company, caters to backpackers and budget travelers. Okay, in U.S., Australia, and New Zealand. Oh, you'd like to go
Oh.
there, wouldn't you?
Yes,
Eh?
I'd love to go to New Zealand.
Okay, St. RV Vickers predicted to grow by 7% for the next 5 years through 2024. And it is going to have downward pressures resulting from COVID-19. Okay, so he's saying expect travel to be up. Social distancing is still going to be in place for a while. Instead, people will be seeking outdoor experiences in their home area. Yeah.
Yeah, and he does
baby.
say that it's going to drop in cities where there's been more COVID. So if we want to find reservations, let's go to the cities that are being hardest hit. Oh yeah, we're available.
All right. Hey, Teresa. I see Teresa has popped in.
She is there.
Teresa and Mike, I see two happy faces there.
Yay.
Good. I hope you're well where you find yourselves these days. And love to get caught up with you more. That's right. The weekend's almost here. We have to see if we can pop in on their session later on this evening. And RV industry will face downward pressure in 2021 despite strong camping seasons. So, okay, a lot of RVs have been sold and maybe the sales won't be up, but the demand will be. I agree. Dan Yates, pitch up, not pick up, pitch up.
Yeah,
Sounds
like
like
a
they're for
tent.
tenters, doesn't it? RV parks and campgrounds. Okay.
Now, actually, I think they stand a better chance because they can take it off the grid quite a bit. Like even where we were at,
Mhm.
they had the ones that you walk into. So not everybody really
Yeah.
wants to walk in with their supplies.
Yeah, I can remember I was at not Samuel P. Taylor. It was near there, though, in the Redwood area, Point Reyes National Seashore, Heart's Desire Beach. And some people, they would park their RV van maybe a couple miles away, get their bike in, not have to pay any money to stay overnight. So those are ones that are going definitely on the low cost way. Okay, so we're kind of running out towards the end. James Upham, My RV Broker. Yes, there's another one, the brokerage service. That's going to be popular.
Yeah, he's going to have his ear to the ground. That's for
I
sure.
suggest the RV boom will continue through the show season, which primarily occurs in January through April. If, and that is a big if, the RV shows do go on as planned. That's not so clear. RV dealers won't have enough inventory, he's saying, right into the next year. Well, That's kind of iffy, but that's where he's coming from. I guess the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Are they bending a lot of iron, or are they buying a lot of parts? That's the big question, isn't it? I think we'll have to see until after the election which way the wind is blowing.
That's it.
So,
Wait, go up a minute.
okay.
He
What's
says,
that?
go up a minute.
Yeah.
I don't, right there. I don't see campgrounds overcrowding being a major problem. It's behind your head now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm coming down. Zoop.
As more and more are popping up to meet the demand, yes, RV parts will be a problem because it's already a problem. Okay, that's all.
Okay. Bottom line, most of the time, the industry that rockets up in short term will often fall just as fast.
Yeah.
And this was that rather than a parabolic, it's the hyperbolic where it kind of goes zip and then goes shoot
There's
back
that
down.
hyperbolic word again.
Yes.
Mike and Jennifer Wendland.
Finally.
RV
Mhm.
lifestyle.
Now I'm more interested in this lady right here in this picture.
Okay, that's a commercial. Keep rolling.
No, because I've got my
Oh, his knife sharpener.
my knife.
There
I
we
got I can't tell you how much I spent in knife sharpening here, but
How much time?
I've got my Benchmate, and I can get it sharp, where it can kind of like this catches the nails, but I can't get it to that next level of sharpening where like whoosh, go through the papers, and but I'm gonna get there finally.
You're
I'm gonna
worrying
figure
me,
it out.
honey.
I know, honey.
I
I
just don't want to see you act like The Shining.
know. No.
Wait, what's he say? I'm here, or I'm home.
Um,
Anyway.
Jack's back
Yeah,
anyway.
Jack's
Okay.
back.
So, okay, so finally there they are, Mike and Gwen, and so they're going to make their predictions, and generally we agree with the many people who predict a continued tightening in campground availability in 2021. We also think there will be a lot of first-time RVers who are desperate to vacation in 2020 who will be selling their rigs in 2021.
We shall see.
Sad. Okay. The good news is for those of us hoping to get an RV now because of shortages of new RVs, we believe that it will carry on to the summer. On the positive side, we're already seeing signs of the part shortage caused because of the shutdown starting to ease. We see that the parts backline back to normal shortly after the first of the year. Here are
All
our
right,
top 10
top
predictions.
10, just
Finally,
in
we've been
time.
waiting for the top 10. Have we seen all other 23? And what does Mike Wendelin have to say?
Well, starting with number 1, more RV influencers will be coming off the road. Ooh.
Which they say decision fatigue, been there, done that attitude. I'll do number 2.
Okay.
Federal and state lands open to dispersed camping will decrease in 2021. Really? Because so many newbie boondockers totally trashed parts of the wilderness in 2020. Seriously, we're appalled what we saw in many places. The disrespect so many people showed nature this year was very disheartening. In fact, they were just out in a dispersed camping area, and so yeah, they can probably relate to when it's disheartening that
That's
way.
just really sad. 3, civil unrest will cause a lot of RVers to either stay closer to home in the 2021 camping season or plan long
Circuitous.
routes around big cities. Yeah, that's probably true. Not going through the big cities.
Mm-hmm. Okay, number 4. Lithium batteries will be more embraced by RV manufacturers. Yeah, they've been kind of helping some of the industries, I shouldn't say industry leaders, some of the top YouTubers, giving them some batteries and getting things. And the Thor Industries, the Winnebagas of the world are going to start saying we're going to maybe not do so many AGM batteries, and we're going to start having lithium batteries as
All right.
standard. Okay.
Number 5, 5G cellular service will be more available in more places, but alas, not most of the places RVers go, which we've already covered and talked about.
Right. Number 6. Elon Musk, the Starlink satellite internet constellation being constructed by SpaceX to provide satellite internet access, will be promising, but not ready for prime RV time in 2021. Maybe 2022 or 23. So yeah, it's going to start rolling out, and I'm sure some of the early adopters are going to be coming in, but don't expect that we're going to be getting a lot of stuff in the first half of next year. That's for sure.
And 7 is really a sad prediction. Because of COVID-19, the U.S. Canadian border will remain closed. No Canada, which also means no Alaska.
Yeah, perhaps even till spring.
Yeah.
Hmm. I think some people traverse the country. Okay. Number 8, there will be considerable pushback by communities and health officials over large in-person RV shows. Pushback by communities. Hmm.
Yeah, I can see that. If there's going to be an event that's bringing a lot of people, the community is going to be saying, not in our town.
Yeah. But the big question is this. How about in January at Quartzsite?
We'll find out.
It'll still go on. So, Teresa, we are looking forward to seeing you and Mike and all the rest of you. I don't know if Bob is going to be able to be there, but some of you who are joining us today, I know we're expecting to see you there.
Alrighty.
And so, number 9.
RV dealerships will struggle for new on-the-lot inventory.
Until the second quarter at least. So, okay, it's not getting enough supply. That may change in January, but we just don't know. Typically, after an election of president, you expect the first quarter to do well. We shall see. But towards the summer, it can change.
Oh, I like this one.
Oh, is this yours?
I like it. No, it's yours, but
I'll
I
let
like
you
it.
do it if you like it.
A bunch of new campgrounds and RV resorts will be announced and constructed
Hoo-hoo!
across North America by land developers for a hungry demand. I like that idea.
Well, yes. Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
So we sure hope that's the truth. That would be great. And I think, yeah, if there's demand in new areas, the market will find the supply to provide. So there you have it. Those are the
Perfect
predictions,
timing.
and I don't know how that affects you and I, Grace. And maybe they have some things they would like to share too,
wait.
what they see going on.
Scroll up. Okay, what's this? Happy Trails?
Yeah.
Someone
Hey,
been biting?
wait, they're taking our words
They're-
away from us. Happy
Happy
Trails. I thought
Trails?
we had a patent on
We
that.
got a patent on it. We
I-
own it.
Would you believe when I was looking for a name of a website, California Travel? Well, is Happy Trails is available? No, it is not available.
Yeah, we really tried to get Happy Trails. Well, it was up and down all the time. I still don't think. I think it is available, but somebody's kind of bogarting, holding on to it.
Yeah, well, for $25,000, you can have it for a couple of years.
Okay, let's buy it. I want that for Christmas, honey. No.
So, honey, what do you think for next year? Tell us about your plans.
Well, my prediction is very similar to a lot of the things that we've been reading and they've been saying. However, with that said, I think that if you plan smarter, and I think that's something we'll have to do more, is just plan in advance and kind of stick more to a schedule.
That's pretty loosey.
That-
We're going to be smarter than wiser.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't think it's all over. I think we can still do it. Yes.
Okay.
So
We
if
can
you
still do
guys
it.
have plans or thoughts, or if you're watching this later, please share those thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear.
Okay, and I'm going to throw mine out if I can,
Okay.
as opposed to throwing it up. So, it's turbulent, I would say, in terms of the beta of it going one way. Some people were saying it's going to go down. Some people think it's going to continue to go up. We really don't know any more than we did this year. We don't know about COVID-19, what's going to happen. Will this be the third surge that's going to happen? It looks like it's heading that way with all-time highs. Fortunately, the deaths are not going up. We hope that they don't follow the typical 2 to 3 weeks, but it won't be like what happened in New York or New Jersey. We hope that. But it is kind of iffy. So I'd say be prepared for the worst and also look for opportunities for the best. We just don't really know too much. Get those reservations in early. Be prepared to go to like dispersed camping, BLM land. Take a look at it. It might work out for you. Please take care of the environment when you're out there and nicely encourage other peoples to do the same so that we don't have some of these assets taken away. I don't know with the going on in the national with this re-engineering and having privatization, what that will mean for us. I don't think it'll affect us next year. We'll probably do a couple national campgrounds. We've seen a lot of them. We'll probably do more state. I'm sure we'll do some independent campground. And then the dispersed camping BLM, I think, will be, what would you say the percentage is, Grace? Would you say that will be mostly state and independent?
I have no idea.
I'm guessing that will be at least half of our camping, if not more. So, I mean, we might start doing more Harvest Host. We've had that membership and haven't used
Yeah.
it as much as we should. So I
Or-
think we should start saying, hey, if the other places are filled up and a lot of people aren't doing Harvest Host,
Or
so
we
we
might come park in your neighborhood.
are that. But we're certainly looking forward to getting down to Quartzsite, Arizona for several weeks at least and getting out in the real world out there. We love doing RV travel and being with good people out there too. So this is pretty exciting season we got coming up. And for the next 3 days, starting Sunday, we just can't wait to get out again. We love to go out on our bikes, get the GoPros recording to share that with you on California Travel Videos. And we have another one that is almost in the can, Grace. What's our next video that we're going to release?
That's going to be Norman Rockwall in Vermont. We're going to go visit a couple of his museums, so we hope to take you with us.
Yeah, so if you believe in the good days of Norman Rockwell and him having the inspirational pictures and stories, which are about people, and some of them are about irony, but we can have some of those in our California travel videos. So thanks for being with us today. Grace, do you have anything to finish with?
I think I've said it.
Speak now. Wow, really like that. So we hope to see some of your videos. Those of you who joined us who have your YouTube channels, great. And for those of you who don't, just came on by, thanks. And feel free to leave your comments below. If you haven't, as Grace would say, be sure to subscribe early and often.
Hit
and
the like button. If you're so inclined, hit the dislike button.
yeah,
if you're
it's
so
okay.
inclined.
It's all good.
Yeah,
just
we
give
love
us-
you anyway.
That's right. If you need to give us some feedback, hey, we'll have heavy shoulders. So thanks for being here with us today. And until next time, next
Happy
Friday,
trails.
happy trails to you
Until we meet
until we
again.
meet again.
Bye-bye.
Peace out. Bye for now. Happy trails to you. Your turn, Grace.
Until we meet again.
That was kind of soft. Okay. Take care. Bye for
Bye-bye.
now.